Excuse me. I got a question.
Somebody give me Romans 13 and 11.
I have a question.
It's a Ronald car, man. Give me Romans 13 and 11.
Khan, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Brother, you need a water?
Thank you.
You guys
Okay, I think it's time to level up.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. So they like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Sabe got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit.
One way, one way, one way, one way, one way.
Coming up on my I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drums, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. Let's go. Get up. Stack low, baby. You hear that? We can't sit down to that. Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheik Luch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the SUPK classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Bird, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID, and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Nah, think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Rude boys, dogs, ladies, everybody.
All right. Shalom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom Shamar Atham Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. What I said was peace in the peace, Lord, in the name of who the world called Jesus Christ. Bless you to the brothers. And then I said, peace, Lord. May the Lord to the sisters. May the Lord watch over you. All right. In the name of Yahweh Shai. All right. Tonight's class is light to the Gentiles. All right. We are the SUPK. That's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of Harlem, New York, since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana. We follow Commanding General Yohana as he follows Yahweh Shai. In case you don't understand what we mean when we say that, can somebody get 1 Corinthians 11:1? Because I see there's a little discrepancy out there with the understanding on what exactly we mean when we say we are under Commanding General Yohana. It's just like if we was under Moses. When Moses came to lead us out of Exodus, we was under Moses, right? When he left and gave the arms to Joshua, guess what? We was under Joshua, all right? When we deal with the judges, Samuel was a judge, a great judge, and he judged over Israel, right? So we have leaders that the Most High will send. And when the Most High send that leader, we will follow that leader. All right? We will follow that great leadership. What you got? Read.
Our concept. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1.
Read.
Be ye followers of me.
So this is Paul speaking. So Paul said, be ye what?
Followers of me.
Paul said, be ye followers of me. Now, this is in the scriptures. And the scripture says that all scriptures are inspired by the Most High. Right. So the Most High inspired that. It was led by the Spirit of the Most High when Paul said it. Say it again.
Be ye followers of me.
Read.
Even as I also am of Christ.
As a what?
Even as I also am of Christ.
So even as he is follower of Yahweh Shai. So we follow Commanding General Yohana as he followed Yahweh Shai. All right. Now tonight's class is going to be the light to the Gentiles. Anybody want to add anything before we get into the study? I always say this, and then when I say this, it's usually a long class. So how about I don't say anything? How about I just let the Lord do his business? Anybody got anything they want to add on the Gentiles? Light to the Gentiles, anything. Who's the Gentiles? Who's the Gentiles? Be careful. Now remember, this class is a light to the Gentiles.
Sir. So when you say a light to the Gentiles,
a light to the Gentiles,
you give it a context.
I'm just telling you the titles. Light to the Gentiles.
So when you give it that context, Gentiles would be Israelites.
Okay, all right. I like what you. Is that the case? Is that the case? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna tell you where I'm at. I'm in Isaiah 42. So is the light to the Gentiles, right? The light to the Gentiles in Isaiah 42. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it. Who got it? Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 1.
Read.
Behold my servant, whom I uphold mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
Now this saying he shall bring judgment unto the Gentiles. Who's going to bring judgment to the Gentiles? Who's going to bring judgment to the Gentiles?
Yahweh will bring judgment to the Gentiles.
All right, okay, all right. Is he going to send a representative? He going to send someone to do that judgment for him? Go to John, is it 7? 7 and 35. Is he going out to the Gentiles to teach among the Gentiles? Yep, kind of. All right, so that's John. You're gonna start at John chapter 7 and verse 32. All right.
On concert.
Come on.
Book of John, chapter 7, verse 32.
Read.
The Pharisees heard that the people murmured such things concerning him.
Concerning him, the him that they was concerning was talking about Yahweh Shah, our King, the Messiah. Read.
And the Pharisees and the chief priests sent officers to take him.
Come on.
Then said Yahweh Shah unto them,
Come on.
Yet a little while I am with you.
Come on.
And then I go unto him that sent me.
Read.
Ye shall seek me, and ye shall not find me.
Come on.
And where I am, thither you cannot come.
Read.
Then said the Jews among themselves.
Then said the Jews among themselves. Read.
Whither will he go?
Where will he go? Where is he going? Where is he talking about going? Read.
That we shall not find him.
That we will not find him. Read.
Will he go into disperse among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
What exactly is he saying right there? What exactly is he saying right there? He said, will he go into the disperse? Who is the disperse?
It's the Israelites that were scattered abroad.
It's the Israelites that were scattered abroad. So break that down for me.
So the Jews are. So the Jews know that there's Israelites scattered about Rome, Galatia, Ephesians.
You got precept on that? That they scattered it all in these places? You got a precept for it? Y'all gotta be ready. All right, come on, give it to me. You gotta be, you know I'm gonna ask you about precept. If anybody gonna ask you about precept, you know Tasha Young is gonna ask you. Okay, I like what you saying. I like where you going. If anybody want to help them, they can.
James 1 and 1.
James 1 and 1.
It's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1.
Read.
James, a servant of Yahweh.
Come on.
And the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Come on.
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. So that is the dispersed. So let go back to 7 and 35. John 7 and 35.
John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves.
Come on.
Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Now, when it says and teach the Gentiles, who is that? Also the Israelites. How could you prove that? Can you just take a shot? Just take a shot. Any of the precepts I didn't gave before? Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 15 and 24.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. That's good. That's good because he was only sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? But it don't say Gentile in there. So Christian gonna argue you down all day on that. Go ahead, give him the mic.
Matthew 10, 5 and 6, do you want?
Matthew 10, 5 and 6. Let's see. Matthew chapter 10, 5 and 6. How you gonna sell that? I mean, it's saying go not into the way of the Gentiles. In verse 5, it says, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not in the way of the Gentiles. So a Christian gonna argue, see, this says go not in the way of the Gentiles. How is this saying go, if Yahushua was commanding them, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and then you're saying that they were saying he was going to the dispersed among the Gentiles. I mean, it's not saying you can't sell this, but let's make it a little cleaner. Go ahead.
I'm going to try to use Romans 9 and 24.
Romans 9 and 24. Okay. Now you got to drive this home. You got to drive it home now. Not 9 and 24. I'm following your lead. All right, read.
Romans 9 and 24. Even us.
Who is the us?
Israel. Whom he has called.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Israel. It is Israel, but go ahead.
Whom he has called.
Come on.
Not of the Jews only. But also of the Gentiles.
Oh, hey, I'm telling you, I know some Christians that tear you up for that. Go ahead, break it down. Why would he say, okay, if he's saying even us, and you're saying that's Israel, which it is Israel. I wouldn't have said it that way, but let's just go your route. Even us, whom Israel, whom he had called, not of the Jews. Well, who are the Jews?
So the Jews were the north, the southern kingdom.
Okay.
Because I would tell them that Israel was split. There was a split in the kingdom back in the book of Kings.
Okay, that's true. All that's true. But you're gonna have to break verse 24 down a little better than that in order to really get them to understand what your point is. That even us, I'm a little concerned about.
I was just taking to the verse 1.
No, you can do that, but let's stay right here for 1 second. We can stay here because you're right on the second half. When he says even us, young man Aaron, what would you say when he says even us? First of all, who's writing this epistle? Paul. Paul is writing an epistle. So Paul says even us. So he's including himself in that us. When he says even us, who is he referring to? He is referring to Israel, but how would you say it? Go ahead.
Is he referring to the Israelites that are keeping the law?
Yes. Okay, so how would you would break that down? Even us, the Romans. Salakia, the circumcision. Remember, you got the circumcision, you got the circumcision, and you got the uncircumcision. Like you was right. The northern kingdom would be the uncircumcision. The southern kingdom would be the circumcision. And then you got the uncircumcision. Uncircumcision is those that wasn't circumcised on the 8th day. Those that are Hellenized, all right? Those that are following the culture of another nation, right? So therefore, when you says even us, you got to let them know Paul was a Jew. What tribe was he from? He was from the tribe of Benjamin, which was a part of the southern kingdom. So he's making the argument, even us. Speaking about, like you said, southern kingdom, those that was in the land, read.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only.
So now he's letting you know that us was the Jews, not of the Jews only, not just us. Because remember, we were the ones that was still in the land. We were the ones that was following the law. We was the ones that had a respective person. We are the ones that didn't want our brothers to come back because we were doing this work and we was following the law and we was circumcised. And now we don't want the northern, we don't want Ephraim, we don't want the Hispanics to come back. All right. So that's what he's saying. Read.
But also of the Gentiles.
But also of the Gentiles. Now do me a favor. Give it back to Kayash. He's going to drive us home with it. Break it down.
Also of the Gentiles.
Come on. You were so You
I
saw
was going to read until 25 as well.
I want you to.
Oh,
I want you to break this down. I want you to give us the sense. Go.
Verse 25.
Read.
As he said also in OC.
Uh-huh.
So I will stop right there and I will ask you, or ask the person, I said, who is OC?
O-C. O-C. That's what a Christian would say.
So when they tell me the wrong answer,
They
I'll
will.
let them know
Right.
that he's referring to Hosea,
He's referring to Hosea.
which would be Hosea 1 and 10.
Okay.
And I'll finish reading the verse. It says, I will call them my people, which were not my people.
Come on.
And her beloved, which was not my beloved.
Read.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God.
All right.
So I will stop right there. Then I will, like I said, I'll go to Hosea 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
I will answer.
Go ahead.
Hosea 1 and 10.
Read.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
And that's how you would break that down. That's how you would break that down. Right there. That is just that simple. And that's how you will be able to show that those are the Gentiles. All right. So now let's go back to Isaiah for anything else? Anything else? Anybody else? Anything else on that? Go ahead. Give him the
I
mic.
did see one thing that I had written for a class a minute ago. I think it's Acts. Let me get to the slide.
Acts 21.
I believe so. It is Acts 21, 17 to 20. Right?
That's good. We're gonna probably close out with that one.
Okay.
We're gonna close out with that one. Let's get back to Isaiah 42. All right, so we're gonna break Isaiah 42 down and show that these Gentiles that he's speaking about in Isaiah 42 and 1, we're gonna show who these Gentiles are. All right, read.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 1.
Come on.
Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth.
Who is this servant that he's speaking about? Who is the servant that he's speaking about right here?
It's like what we talking about Isaiah, right?
La'ah. Go ahead. Yahweh Shah. All right. This is speaking about Yahweh Shah. Read.
I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
All right. So look, if you go to Matthew chapter 12 and 18, hold that. Because we're just going to pop right back there. Salakia, start at, you can start at 14. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 14. Read.
Matthew 12 and 14.
Come on.
Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him.
Talking about Yahweh Shah. Read.
But when Yahweh Shah knew it, he withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him.
Come on.
And he healed them all.
Read.
And charged them that they should not make him known.
Read.
That it might be fulfilled.
That it might be fulfilled. Read.
Which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet.
So it's spoken by Isaiah the prophet. Read.
Saying,
come on.
Behold,
read.
My servant whom I have chosen.
Come on.
My beloved.
Read.
In whom my soul is well pleased.
Read.
I will put my spirit upon him.
Come on.
And he shall show judgment to the Gentiles.
He shall show judgment to who?
The Gentiles.
To the Gentiles. To the Gentiles. Verse 22. Salakia. Verse 21.
Verse 21. And in his name shall the Gentiles trust.
In his name shall the Gentiles trust. So go back to Isaiah 42. Now you know for a fact that the Isaiah 42 and 1 is speaking about who? Yahweh Shah. All right, come on.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 2.
Salakia, start at go down to verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 5.
Read.
Thus said Yahweh the Lord, he that created the heavens and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it, he that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein.
So he's going to give the spirit to them that walk therein. Walk therein what? What are they walking in? Law, statutes, and the commandments. Give me John, it's one of my favorites, John, Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 11 and 12.
Common concept.
Get that to young man Aaron. I want you to break this down.
And that was John. I would wait for a second.
John chapter 1, verse 11 and 12.
The book of John, verse 1, chapter. Book of John, chapter
1.
Chapter 1, verse 11.
Come on.
He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
What is he talking about right there? He came to his own. Who did he come to?
He came to some Israelites.
Okay, I like the way you said that, Reed.
But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
All right, what is he saying? Read. Can you break it down? Yeah, take it from the top, break it down.
So in verse 11, when it says he came unto his own and his own received him not, would that be when the Sadducees and Pharisees did not receive him?
They definitely didn't receive him, but they wasn't the only ones. But you on point. Go ahead. So he came to his own, and his own received him not. Read.
But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God.
What is that saying?
So the people that did receive him,
there we go,
were able to come back to the
there we go.
Where he's the mediator.
There we go. That's very important because Christians like to use that precept to say he came to his own and they didn't receive him. Then he went out to the Gentiles. That's the precept that they use to say he's going out to the Gentiles. But in reality, he's going to Gentiles. He's sending out to Gentiles, but the Gentiles he's sending them out to are Israelites. All right. Go back to Isaiah 42. Read verse 5 again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 42, verse 5.
Come on.
Thus saith God the Lord, he that created the heavens and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it, he that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein.
All right, so that spirit that he's given, that breath that he's given, where did we see that breath being given? The first time we saw that breath being given.
That would be in Genesis with Adam.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to give you an illustration. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this. Matt, you know what? There I go. Never mind, I ain't gonna pull it. I was about to go. So right, that's the first time you actually see that and that is when the Most High is given his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. And when you receive his laws, statutes, and commandments and walk in them, that's when you become a living soul, right? Verse 6, read.
Verse 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness.
Come on.
And will hold thine hand and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
So he's going to give a light unto the Gentiles, right? So watch this breakdown. So he says, verse 6, and Yahweh had called thee in righteousness, and will hold thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee a covenant. Give thee a covenant, all right? Where can I find this covenant? What? Give me the precept where I can find this covenant that he's given to these Gentiles. Because remember, the subject matter in verse 1 is judgment to the Gentiles. So this judgment to the Gentiles He's saying in verse 6 that he will keep thee and give thee a covenant of the people.
Can you repeat the question? Because I think I had the precept for it.
Okay, where is it that he's giving this covenant for these Gentiles?
Okay, because I see where he mentions of it in Jeremiah 31, but that it didn't happen yet.
Right? But this didn't happen yet neither. This is this. Okay. Why did the Most High have to make a new covenant?
Because Israel kept breaking. First one.
Right, and they had broke it so bad, he had to make a new covenant. And this time, instead of leading them by the hand, he got to put it in their mind. He got to put that law in their mind. All right. I want you to go to Hosea chapter 2. Even though that's a good one. That's a good one. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of want to stay in a certain. I want to stay in a certain place right now, right? So what I want you to do is go to, and this will help you with that covenant that you were speaking of in Jeremiah. So start at verse 18. Salakia, before you do that, let's go to Hosea 1, where he was at, break that down, and show why, like you said, why he needed to make a new covenant. So you can start in verse 6. It's my favorite scripture, verse 6.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 6.
Come on.
And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Lo Rahamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but will utterly take them away.
So he's going to utterly take Israel away. Go ahead.
But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah.
Come on.
And will save them by the Lord their God.
Read.
And will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So
he said he's not going to have mercy on Israel, but have mercy on Judah. Go down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Yet the number of the children of
Salakia. Keep reading. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8. Now when she had weaned Lo Rahamah, she conceived and bare a son.
Come on.
Then said God, call his name Lo Amai, for ye are not my people.
Read it again.
For ye are not my people.
He says, so for ye are not my people. Read.
And I will not be your God.
And I will not be your God. This is what he's saying. I will not be your God. Read.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Come on.
Which cannot be measured.
Come on.
Nor numbered.
Read.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
Read.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head.
Come on.
And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of judgment.
All right, so this is how this is going to happen. This is going to happen based on what he said in Isaiah 40, 42 and 6, when he talked about that covenant. So how is he going to do that? Now we're going to go to the next chapter in Hosea. We're going to go to Hosea chapter 2 and verse 18. How would he fix this? How is he? Now remember, he just said in Hosea 1 that he's not going to have mercy on Israel, but yet he was going to have mercy on Judah, right? But then he says in verse 10, yet the children of the number of the children of Israel will be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that it was said unto them, ye are not my people. There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. How could that happen? If he's saying he's not going to have mercy on them, he's cutting them off. He's going to make this covenant. And you can read about that covenant in the very next chapter. All right. Verse 18, chapter 2 and verse 18. Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 18.
Come on.
And in that day,
read,
will I make a covenant for them.
Read it again.
And in that day,
come on,
will I make a covenant for them.
Come on.
With the beasts of the field.
Read.
And with the fowls of heaven.
Come on.
And with the creeping things. of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely.
All right. So you would see this being fulfilled also at the time of Cornelius. Remember when he says he had the sheet knitted on the four corners, and it covered all creepy things. And that now this is that covenant right here, right? This is that new covenant. Keep reading.
Verse 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever.
Read.
Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness.
Come on.
And in judgment.
Read.
And in loving kindness.
Read.
And in mercy.
Read.
I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness.
Come on.
And thou shalt know the Lord, and it shall come to pass.
Come on.
In that day.
Read.
I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel.
Y'all know who's Jezreel? Who's Jezreel? Y'all know who Jezreel is? Go hold that. You're just going to go back to chapter 1, verse 5.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 5. And it shall come to pass at the day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel.
So who is Israel? Come on. Come on. You know it's Israel. Come on. It's Israel.
Okay. All right.
It's Jerusalem. It's Israel.
So just a different way of conversation.
Yeah. Okay. When you get a chance, read Hosea 1. Hosea 1 and break that down for you. All right. Go back to Hosea 2, verse 23.
The book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 23.
Come on.
And I will sow her unto me in the earth.
Come on.
And I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
So who did not have mercy? Israel. And now, under this new covenant, Israel will obtain mercy. Though that same Israel, those are the ones that's called what? Kayash? The Gentiles. So under this new covenant, this is where they're going to obtain mercy. Read that again.
Verse 23. And I will sow her unto me
in
the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
There we go. Come on.
And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people.
Read.
And they shall say, thou art my God.
See how it came together? So it's all coming together under this covenant, under that new covenant. All right. So go back to Isaiah 42. So we read Isaiah 42 and 1. We read Isaiah 42, 5 through 6. We stopped at 7. So do me a favor, read 6 and 7. See who these Gentiles are.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40. The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 6.
Read.
I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness.
Come on.
And will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people.
Come on.
For a light of the Gentiles.
For a light unto the Gentiles. Now, read.
To open the blind eyes.
Come on.
To bring out the prisoners from the prison.
Come on.
And them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
All right. So now they are in darkness. Remember, he said at the end of verse 6, he says, for a light of the Gentiles. So they need light. Why is it? Give me a good illustration of why is light necessary in this case.
Because they've been blinded for a long time.
They've been blinded for so long. They've been blinded for so long. What causes blindness towards Yahweh? What causes that blindness?
Repeatedly sinning without repentance.
Right. And let me give you a precept to go with that. Jeremiah 50. Boom. Hold on. Give me a sec. Go to Jeremiah. Give me a second. Give me a second. Go to. I'm trying to get this precept. It's right there on me too. Isaiah 59. Try that. Isaiah 59 and verse 2. There we go. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 2.
Come on.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
All right, read it again.
But your iniquities.
So he's saying, but your sins, read.
Have separated.
Have separated. So it's the transgression of the laws, that sin that has separated, read.
Between you and your God.
So between the Most High and between Israel and the Most High, it has caused a great separation. So there's a great span. So the more sin you in, the further you get further and further away from Yahweh. And now, you know what's in the middle of between y'all two? Darkness. Can't see. You can't see Yahweh because the sin, you keep transgressing and transgressing and transgressing and transgressing, getting further and further away from Yahweh. Is now it's dark as hell. You can't see him. He definitely don't want to see you. So now Yahweh Shah is coming back. He's that light. He's bringing that light. And now they can see. And now they can say, oh, I see the laws now. I see the statutes. I see the commandments. You feel me? All right. Go back to Isaiah. Oh, you got any more on that?
Yes, I'm a pastor.
Read.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
Come on.
That you will not hear.
He can't even hear you. All right. Make sure y'all put that precept in your precept book. All right. Go back to Isaiah 42. So he says to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prisons, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison houses. Right? Go down to, keep reading.
Verse 8.
Do this.
I am the Lord.
Come on.
That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
All right, so Christians use this all the time. It says, I am Yahweh. That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another. Because critics of the New Covenant, the New Testament, says and believes that Yahweh Shah and Yahweh is sharing the glory. Right? They're not sharing the glory. How can you prove that they're not sharing the glory? John 5 and 30. John chapter 5 and verse 30. All right.
All right,
hold on for 1 second. All right, read.
Book of John, chapter 5 and verse 30.
Now, this is how you're going to prove that Yahweh Shah and Yahweh, first of all, they're not the same, and it ain't no sharing. Yahweh is not sharing his glory with no one. Read.
I can, of my own self, do nothing.
So this is Yahweh Shah saying, of myself, I can do nothing. Read.
As I hear,
come on.
I judge.
Come on.
And my judgment is just.
Come on.
Because I seek not my own will.
Read it again.
Because I seek not my own will.
Because Yahweh Shah is not here to seek his own will. He's not here to do his own thing. All right? He's not doing his own thing. Read. But
the will of the Father which has sent me.
So he's not here to do his will. He's here to do the will of the Father that sent him. So when you see Yahweh Shah do works, what works are you seeing? You're seeing the power of the Most High power. That's what you're saying. Just like when Moses went and split the Red Sea, that wasn't Moses that did it. It was Yahweh that did it. All right? Yeah, Moses wasn't there to declare his own will. He wasn't there to do his own thing, just like Yahweh. Yahweh was not there to do his own thing. He was not there to follow his own God. He was only there to do the will of the Father who has sent him. One more. Go to John 14. To go along with that. Start at verse 6. We're going to get right to it.
Come on, sir.
Read.
John 14 verse 6.
Come on.
Yahweh said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Come on.
No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Read.
If ye have not known me.
If ye have what?
If you had known me.
If you had known him, read.
You should have known my Father.
You would know the Father also. How would you know the Father also? Because he came to do the will of the Father. He came to speak the words of his Father. He came to do the judgments of the Father. He came to do everything according to the Father. Read.
And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him.
Now you have know him and now you have seen him. Read.
Philip said unto him,
come on,
Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us.
So Philip, they call him Doubting Philip. Yo, show us the Father then. He just broke it down. So now he comes back. Well, show us the Father then. Listen to what Yahweh says. Read.
Verse 9.
Come on.
Yahweh said unto him,
read.
Have I been so long time with you?
He said, have I been so long with you? I've been all this time with you and you ain't getting it. Read.
And yet hast thou not known me.
Yet you have not known me. Read.
Philip.
Come on.
He that have seen me.
He that what?
He that have seen me.
Come on.
Have seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father?
You have seen me. What is he talking about? He's not talking about seeing him physically. He says seeing the work that he's done, the judgments that he has done, the miracles that he has done. Everything that he has done it by the control, complete control of the Father. So when you see me, you see the Father. When you see the works that I do, you see the Father. When you see the blessings, the forgiveness, anything that Yahweh did, you're seeing the Father. Got it? All right, let's go back to Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42, where we stop at?
Like this, so we start with verse 8.
All right. So now I want you to read verse 7 again. Go back to verse 7. Read verse 7. Then I want you to go down to verse 16.
Come on. The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 7.
Read.
To open the blind eyes.
Come on.
To bring out the prisoners from the prison.
Come on.
And them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
Come on.
I am the Lord. That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another.
Come on.
Neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I will tell you of them. And
did he tell us of them? We read about when he told us of them in Hosea. When he told us what he was going to do in Hosea, that's when we read about it. When we read in Jeremiah 31, that's when we reading about the new covenant. That's when he's telling us. All right, go down to verse 16.
Come on, sir. Isaiah 42 and verse 16.
Come on.
And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not.
So he's going to bring the blind by the way that he knew not. Read.
I will lead them in paths
Come on.
they have not known. I will make darkness light before them.
Come on.
And crooked things straight.
Come on.
These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them.
All right, so let me give you an example of this. When he says in verse 16, and I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. What is he saying? That they knew not. I'm going to give you an example of what he's talking about. Because the issue and the problem during the time of Yahweh Shah was what? We was just talking about. It was the issue between who?
The
Jews that was already that knew there was Israelites and the scattered Israelites.
Exactly. So it was an issue and a problem. So it was beef between the two. It was black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, the circumcision didn't like the uncircumcision. It was just a mess, right? So now he says, I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. That they knew not. Let me show you what he's talking about. Go to John chapter 13. John chapter 13 and verse 34. This is what he's trying to do, to bring that blind. Because remember, the issue and the problem is they don't know how to forgive their brothers. They don't know how to welcome their brothers back and allow their brothers back into the fold, right? So now, this is what Yahushua said in John 13 and 34. Read.
Book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34.
Come on.
A new commandment I give unto you.
A what?
A new commandment I give unto you.
Come on.
That ye love one another.
Read.
As I have loved you. That ye also love one another.
All right, what is he saying? Is this new? Is this new? He said, this not new? It says a new commandment. Is this new? You sure? Is this new?
Yes.
You go, okay, I got a yes, I got a no. What I got? I got a yes. I got it. You say yes? What you said?
I said no.
Wow. This is different. Okay, so let's examine it. He says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, because he's trying to get them to forgive and to love one another and become one fold, one body, right? It says that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. So let's see, go to 1 John. All right, what's that? 1 John 2. What's that? 1 John 2 and 7. 1 John 2 and 7. Now remember, Yahushua was coming to lead them out of darkness because it was blindness here. So now he wants to bring them out of that darkness. Let's see what he's speaking about. Is it new? What is the darkness?
I'll answer that. 1 John chapter 2, verse 7.
Read.
Brethren, I write no new.
Salakia, stop. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Read.
Again, a new commandment I write unto you.
Come on.
Which thing is true in him and in you.
Come on.
Because the darkness is past.
Because the darkness is past now. Yahushua is here. Read.
And the true light now shineth.
The light shineth. Read.
He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now.
Now you see what that darkness was. That darkness was hindering them from becoming one body. Right? It was hindering them from becoming one body. Read.
Verse 10. He that loveth his brother.
He that what?
Loveth his brother.
Read.
Abideth in the light.
Come on.
And there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
Come on.
But he that hateth his brother.
Which they were doing. They were hating their brothers. Read.
Is in darkness.
Is in what?
Darkness.
This is why Yahushua had to come. This is the reason why he had to be that mediator, to bring all parties back together. Read.
And walk in darkness.
Come on.
And know not whither he goes.
Come on.
Because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
He has done what?
Blinded his eyes.
So the darkness has blinded his eyes. So is this a new commandment? That's why. Why isn't it?
Because he's saying it was the old one from the beginning.
Where you read that at? Go ahead, give it to him. I tried not to go there, but I said it. I know I meant to go to verse 8 and then go back up to 7. Because look, when you read, and I just want to add to it, and then I'm gonna let you get in. And when you read verse 8 on down to verse 11, you would think that it was a new commandment. That's what you would think. You would think that it was a new commandment, but it wasn't a new commandment. It's just that that brotherhood was gone because there was so much space between the two. Between the two, it was so much darkness. Go ahead.
So I didn't know about that verse. The reason why I had said that was because I was trying to stand on the fact that Yahweh didn't, come up his own. So he's only doing what the Most High wants him to do.
Right.
And the second part is, I forgot the second part, but yeah, that right there.
All right. That darkness is what's causing that separation and that brotherhood. All right. So now, to show that this is not a new commandment, now you will read verse 7.
The book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 7.
Read.
Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you.
So he's saying this is not a new commandment. Read.
But an old commandment which he had from the beginning.
This is an old commandment which was from the beginning. Read.
The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning.
All right. And then he says, again, a new commandment I write unto you. So this is not something new. So where is that old commandment? You ain't expect that one to come down the pipe. I know. Anybody got the old commandment? All right. It's Leviticus. Go ahead. Give it a mic. Salakia. Go ahead. Leviticus 19. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know it's Leviticus 19.
It's a lot, yes, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, come
on. Would he be saying that it's kind of a new commandment because they were in darkness and unaware of it? Is that why?
Right. Like they had forgotten the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? They had no clue on the brotherhood at this point. All right. Because they were not in the land. So they was like, look, there's no brotherhood. So Yahweh was coming back and he was telling them, listen, come back and love your brothers, right? So that'll be Leviticus 19 and 18.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 18.
Salakia, you can start at 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Come on.
In thine heart.
Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Read.
And not suffer sin upon him. Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Come on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Come on.
I am Yahweh.
I am Yahweh. So that commandment, they got away from that commandment. They got completely away from that commandment. They was doing their own thing. So now let's go back to Isaiah. Isaiah 42. All right. Read verse 16 again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 16.
Come on.
And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not.
Come on.
I will lead them in paths that they have not known.
Come on.
I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them.
All right, so this is still speaking about these Gentiles that he's bringing this judgment to. All right, this is still speaking about this Gentile that he's going to bring a light for the Gentiles. He's still talking about these Gentiles because they were in darkness, right? Go to verse 22.
Verse 22.
Read.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
This is what?
This is a people robbed and spoiled.
So this is a people that is robbed and spoiled. Read.
They are all of them snared in holes.
So this is speaking about these Gentiles. Read.
And they are hid in prison houses.
Read.
They are for a prey and none delivereth.
Come on.
For a spoil and none saith restore.
All right. So this is talking about a people that is robbed and spoiled. Now read verse 24. Let's see who these Gentiles is, because these Gentiles been robbed and spoiled, right? Read.
Verse 24. Who gave Jacob for a spoil?
He gave Jacob for a spoil. So now you know that these Gentiles that spoiled, this was Jacob that was given for a spoil. Read.
And Israel to the robber.
Israel was the robber. Read.
Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
So now this will be considered an understanding who the Gentiles are. All right. Now I want y'all to go to Isaiah, same book, Isaiah 9. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 1. We're going to do Isaiah chapter 9, 1 through 3. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 1.
Come on.
Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as waxed in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali.
Come on.
And afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan.
Beyond where?
Beyond Jordan.
Very important. So it says Galilee of the nations, right? Beyond Jordan. That's what it's speaking about. Go ahead, read.
In Galilee of the nations.
Come on.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
Read it again.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
So the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. Read.
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. Thou hast multiplied the nation, and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy in harvest. And as men rejoiced when they divide the spoil.
All right. So now let's see it happen. Where did Yahushua go among the Gentiles? Did Yahushua go among the Gentiles? He did? Tell me where.
Y'all went to the Gentiles.
Huh?
I said, he went amongst the Gentiles.
All right, show it to me.
It's like he sent his disciples among them.
He sent his disciples among the Gentiles. But what if I was to tell you, great light did spring up among the Gentiles by Yahushua? I'm going to show you. This right here is a mean cut. This is a mean cut right here. All right, it's a mean cut. All right, go to Matthew chapter 4. We're going to start at verse 12. All right. A lot of people really don't they skip right over this. But if you was to bring this in with Isaiah, then you would see it. But you have to bring this in with Isaiah. You can't buy into the notion that Gentiles or other nations and we are going to be a light to the Gentiles to bring them into the fold. That's what they're thinking. But that's not what this is saying. All right. This class is a law class, and it's about the law. And in order for everything to tie within the law, it has to flow like a river. So if it says that my servant would be a light unto the Gentiles, and light sprung up to those that walked in darkness, we need to see that. All right, we need to see it. All right, so check this out. Read.
Book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 12.
Come on.
Now when Yahushua had heard that John was cast into prison,
come on,
he departed into Galilee.
So he departed into Galilee. Now, didn't we see something about Galilee? We saw that they went about Galilee, right? All right, go ahead.
And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast.
Come on.
In the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali.
So it's the border of Zebulun and Naphtali. Read.
That it might be fulfilled.
That it might be fulfilled. Read.
Which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet.
So it was spoken by Isaiah the prophet. Read.
Saying.
Come on.
The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Galilee of the Gentiles. Right? Read.
The people which sat in darkness.
The what?
The people which sat in darkness.
Come on.
Saw a great light.
Saw a great light. Read.
To them which sat in the region and shadow of death. And shadow of death, light has sprung up.
Light has sprung up. So when Yahweh walked through there, that's when they saw that light. That's when that light sprung up. Yeah, that is because now you got to say the Gentiles or Israelites, because based on verse 15, read verse 15 again.
The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Galilee of the Gentiles. All right. So the Gentiles, that the light to the Gentiles, now we know is the Gentiles. You got something? Now we know it's the Gentiles. Why? Because it says that Jacob was spoiled. It says Israel was robbed. And when you read about those Gentiles that were spoiled and robbed, it says that it was Jacob and Israel. Now, what's that precept that you gave me for the Gentiles? Earlier? Because, like you said, Paul did go among the Gentiles. But what's the precept that Paul went among the Gentiles, and those Gentiles that he went among was Israelites? You got a precept for me?
Would it be Acts 21?
You got it. Give him the mic. Break it down. I want you to break it down. I want you to just read it. Read it. Break it down. Read.
The book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Paul went into with us unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry.
Come on.
And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are zealous of the law. Did
I don't know. It's you.
Well, I would stop there. But
okay.
In the verses of 20.
All right, what's going on here? What's going on here?
So Paul went and spoke with the elders.
Okay.
And in verse 19, it says things God had brought among the Gentiles, so they're called Gentiles.
Right.
But then in verse 20, it clarifies who those Gentiles actually are.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 20, and when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are zealous of the law.
You know, this is like two major cuts. One, the Gentiles were Israelites, and two, that Paul taught the law. Two major cuts. And I would throw verse 21 in there too.
Verse 21.
Read.
And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs.
You know what's important about verse 21? And verse 21 is showing the same thing that they was doing back then, they still doing today. They still saying that Paul was not teaching the law. All right. Tajiala. They were still teaching the same thing. And I always tell people, it's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. Any questions? I told you I wasn't gonna keep y'all long tonight. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, there was just one precept for that I was trying to remember what it was, but it talks about how Paul's writings are hard to be understood.
That's in the book of Peter. So y'all can have that. That's in hold on, let me tell you. Just a sec. That's in, I think it's 1 Peter 3 and what is it?
Second Peter.
2 Peter 3?
Yeah, 3.
I know it's either 1 or 2. 3 and 15, something like that, right?
Sir.
You want to read it? Go ahead.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 15.
Come on.
And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you.
Come on.
As also in his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also the scriptures unto their own destruction.
Unto their own destruction. All right. Anything else? Anybody want to add anything else? All right, I'm going to turn the class over to Matazia, Priest and Officer Mataziala.
All right, SUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new person comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves in the world. They need transportation and teachable arrangement. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial of blowing the trumpets. It's going to be on September 25th. That's on Sunday. I believe we're going to be in the Wilmington School for that. All right, but stay tuned. Oh, and that's, we also have a cookout in New York. That's not our holy day, but it's a cookout. It's gathering, it's getting together. So, you know, this is right here in our zone, so we should all be able to come out and support that. All right. Let's see. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. That being said, individual margin. I'm going to give a courtesy salute. Individual margin, Shabbat, margin, Barak, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Thumb. God the top. Saul, for his turn. Sister Margin. We're going to get the sister a courtesy salute. Margin, please stand. For individual margin, Shabbat, Margin, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Thumb, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai. God the top. Glad to Smith. Black Mom.
Excuse me. I got a question.
Somebody give me Romans 13 and 11.
I have a question.
Khan, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Brother, you need a water? Thank you.
Get down here to class, 1232 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Shalom, Lord Christ, to my brothers and sisters, man. Y'all need to come down to 1232 North King Street, where the truth resides, man. SUPK Delaware. We definitely representing doing some big things.
202 North DuPont Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come and be a part of this rising thing that we got going on here in Delaware.
I hear everybody claiming that they love the Lord and love God and all that. Well, get in here and show it. You know what I mean? The scriptures say faith without works is dead. So if you ain't doing nothing, your faith is dead. So get up and do something. What you need to do is get your ass up and get in the class. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing else. You're sitting home wasting time. Everything is going on around you, and you don't know how to compartmentalize these things. You understand? I'm on my way to class right now, like you should be. You know what I'm saying? Class don't stop for nothing.